We go to the top of the 8th here in Madison, Wisconsin. Warner Park is the site, and the Lakeshore Chinooks have a 3-1 lead on the Madison Mallards. The Gruber Law Office's call to the bullpen has been made. Gruber Law Office's one call, that's all. Alex Pondick takes the hill for the Madison Mallards. He has a 5.40 ERA. He's making his 7th appearance this year. His record is 2-1. We are joined by a very special guest up in the booth right now. Baseball legend Jose Canseco is alongside us on the broadcast right now. And Jose, first off, welcome to the Chinooks Baseball Network. And secondly, thank you very much for joining us. Enjoying your time in Madison tonight?
Great to be here. You know what? They brought me in here to take over your job. So you better do a really good job while I'm listening right now.
There you go. I will gladly sacrifice my job to you, Jose. I think you know a thing or two more about baseball than I do. You know, I think back to your career, the Bash Brothers, Mark McGuire. What I remember the most, and tell me if you remember, the moment in Skydome where you hit a ball that nearly went out of the dome altogether. I think it went into the 5th deck. Yeah,
I think it was in the playoffs against the Blue Jays. Actually, Flanagan caught a fastball inside and just hit it just perfect. And, I mean, the ball went a long way. It almost went against the back wall of the Skydome. I've hit about 5 up there in the 5th deck. And, incidentally, we're going to have a home run competition after this game's over, so we're going to see if I can hit one over the lights here.
Brant Valek is the first man up for the Lakeshore Chinooks here in the top of the 8th, facing Alex Pondick. And the first pitch home is swung on and fouled.
I got it!
Up above Jose
back here?
Canseco. No, that went well above us, well above the grandstand and everything.
Hey, do you guys ever get a ball like hitting here anywhere? Like now, close to the foul ball?
Us being the road radio crew, we have not, but one actually came into the
press box earlier tonight. I see a ball mark.
There's a ball mark right there on the window. Yeah. I'm glad we were not here when that happened, because believe you me, you probably would be able to make the play. I'd be ducking out of the way if that was coming up here. 0-1 pitch home is knocked into right field. That's going to be a base hit for Brant Valek, his second of the night after he doubled back in the second inning, and the Chinooks have something cooking in the 8th. So let me ask you about Mark, because you and him had such a great partnership, and clearly he's been kind of part of the baseball dialogue for some time. Do you keep in touch with McGuire?
No, obviously, because I wrote that book, Juice, so I basically keep in touch with no one that's associated with Major League Baseball or affiliated with Major League Baseball. So, no.
But you are making the tour, it seems like, now, and you're kind of trying to stay involved with the game in different ways. Tell us about how you've been hitting the road.
Yeah, I mean, trying to stay in shape, trying to stay involved in the game. Doing a lot of home run competitions, whether it be baseball or softball. And I just enjoy it. I'm going to turn 50 in a few days. I only got a few really good physical years. And me and my agent said, listen, why don't we do kind of like the home run tour? And, get in pretty good shape and show these kids how to hit a ball a long way. So I said, you know what, sounds like a good idea. So my agent bought an RV, a 40-foot RV, and we've been traveling around. But I'll tell you, a lot of miles and a lot of hours in that RV so far.
0-2 the count on Zach Bowers as he fouls one back to the screen, then tries to bunt one, but it goes foul off to the right side. At the same time, for a guy like you that just loves the game of baseball to death, and there have been the things that have gone on the side, blah, 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 putting that aside. When you love the game of baseball, it doesn't matter if you're in an RV, if you're in a compact car, if you're on a bus, just getting around and getting to stay around the game. I have to think that's great for someone like you.
Yeah, it's my addiction. It's my addiction, really. When you play the game for such a long time, I've been playing the game since I was a little kid, and of course, played it professionally for 20-some-odd years. And then when you leave the game, you're like, wait a minute, you missed the game, you missed the atmosphere, you missed the fans, you missed the smells of the game, swinging the bat, hitting that baseball a mile. So you want to stay, attached to it or associated to it as long as you can.
Swing and a miss for Zach Bowers. He goes down swinging. One is gone for Kyle Wood. We are in the top of the 8th, and a game between the Lakeshore Chinooks and the Madison Mallards. It's the Chinooks up on the Mallards 3-1. Dan Pfeifer here on the Chinooks Baseball Network, joined by Major League Baseball legend Jose Canseco, although I should probably just leave the Major League part off of that. There's been a lot of the talk about you on social media and Twitter. I see Justin Bieber now is part of the discussion with you. Explain what all is going on with you and Justin Bieber.
Guys, I think people take Twitter way too serious. Guys, that's just an entertainment vehicle. We have a lot of fun with it. We say a lot of funny things, and sometimes you act like you're talking with Justin, but you're really not. So we have a great time with it. People are entertained.
And you talked about visibility. With your presence on social media, I would almost call you a social media master. Yeah, you can't take it too seriously, but it does still keep you in the limelight.
It does. It keeps you in the lineup. It keeps you current. It keeps you active with the actual fans. And it's just, sometimes it's a really good vehicle to tell the truth and tell people how you're feeling. But, when you look at it, there are a lot of jokesters out there, too.
One strike on a pinch hitter for the Lakeshore Chinooks. This is number 31, Carter White, who pinch hits for Kyle Wood, who was 0 for 3 on the evening. He'll foul one off to the right side. So riddle me this, Jose. If you could go back and do it all over, A, would you do anything different? And B, if you could have your dream role from the age of 50 forward, what would you do?
Wow, my dream role, of course, would be to manage a Major League team. Absolutely, or at least a hitting instructor of the Major League organization. But, God, if I could do something over again, I probably would have never written that book, Juiced. Even though the book was 100% accurate, word per word, I think it caused me so many problems, and it caused my friends so many problems. It just really wasn't worth it.
You said the book is 100% accurate, and I'm a big believer in telling the truth, as the pinch hitter Carter White goes down looking. That is the second strikeout of this relief appearance for Alex Pondick. And now two are gone for center fielder Luke Mateer. With what's going on in baseball...
So you tell me if your girlfriend gained 20 pounds and she looked fat, you would tell her, honey, you look fat? No. If she would say, baby, how do I look? You would say, honey, you look beautiful, even though she just gained 20 pounds. Come on.
I'm going to plead the fifth
a little
on this.
white lie, you know.
I'm definitely going to plead the fifth on this as Luke Mateer follows one off to the right side. By the way, if Pam's at home listening to the broadcast, Jose Canseco says hi. But with that and with everything that you said, do you feel like baseball needs to be more honest about the issues that are in the game? It does seem like a lot of the time, so much of it gets hidden, and so much of it is behind the scenes, it ends up causing more problems than it does creating solutions.
Well, I think Major League Baseball has done a great job of just getting the steroid era behind them, cleaning up the game, absolutely, with these drug testing policies and these fines and these game suspensions. You know, obviously, you would have to be crazy now with the salaries they're paying of even using any type of PEDs or drugs against Major League Baseball. So, I mean, I think the first time in history this year and the years coming, Major League Baseball will be completely clean. And, of course, it is the greatest game in the world and constantly evolving.
0-2 the count to Luke Mateer. He'll take a fastball off the outside corner, ball one. Now, you also have a history here in Madison. Do you have any great memories from your time in the minor league system of the A's when you were here from what all went on in Warner Park?
My memories are cold. I was here my first 5 games. I think we were snowed out, and then I struggled here so bad because it was so cold. I mean, I just don't function in cold weather. And I think 2 or 3 weeks later, they actually demoted me to Medford, Oregon. They said, get out of here, you stink. You can't hit the ball. But, you know, I had a great time when I was here off the field as a baseball player. Oh, my God, it's just too cold to function out here. I'm glad it's warm today, though.
It is a fun town to be in. Certainly Joey Olson, who is my broadcast partner, knows a thing or two about State Street. I'm guessing you probably do.
Party animal. Tell us about it. I mean, we just got here last night. We haven't been around, but I think tonight we're going to experience some of Madison.
Got to. Luke Mateer, by the way, lines a single into center field. Brant Valek makes his way up to second base. And now the Chinooks have 2 on for the leadoff man, Blake Butler, who's been hot in this contest. He's 2 for 4. He led off the game with a home run, and he had a double back in the 7th inning. So
Wait, I think they're calling me in the pitch.
Now,
they're calling the right-hander, the 50-year right-hander? Oh, no, I made a mistake.
I have to ask you this, Jose. You went out there and you threw a first pitch before the game, and I was a little concerned. Your pitching appearance during the Major League career didn't go so well for you.
No. True story, actually. Remember coming in the pitch in the game we were being slaughtered by the Boston Red Sox and coming in. First pitch throwing a knuckleball, and second pitch I tried to throw it so hard about 100 miles an hour because I was being groomed as a stopper and can actually throw a fastball about 100 miles an hour. And I remember just rearing back and letting that pitch go. And at the bottom of my actual hand motion, I heard like a snap in my arm, and my whole dugout heard it. And I knew right there I had torn that tendon, which I had the Tommy John, of course. And the whole dugout actually heard it. And then, I lost my feeling in my hand. It went completely numb. I felt like an electric shock went through it. And I just proceeded like a dummy to throw 25 or 30 more pitches, really with no feeling in my hand. I was throwing the ball over people's head. And then finally I said, get me out of here. My arm's gone. And, of course, x-rays after the game showed that I needed Tommy John surgery.
An unfortunate moment in your career, but you had a lot of great moments, Jose. Pitching change for the Madison Mallards. We're going to let you go and experience some of the life here in Madison and here at Warner Park. I want to thank you for hopping on the Chinooks Baseball Network tonight. Great to have you join us.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.
There you go. Jose Canseco joining us tonight on the Chinooks Baseball Network. Pitching change for the Madison Mallards. We will take a break. When we come back, we'll have more. This is Lakeshore Chinooks Baseball on the Chinooks Baseball Network.